start in those medication assisted treatments. Like, for example, in methadone, if you got somebody that actively participates, they're going to provide the information to the because that will save their life. Now, it's a whole lot of people that's in because they don't have
While we here tonight. Now let's pause real quick for everybody on Facebook. I want to say real quick, thank y'all for joining us. Also, the number to call in is 973-330-5455. 973-330-5455. If you want to call in right now, the phone line is open. This is Miss Reba Graves, and we're going to introduce Miss Reba to everybody out there on Ustream. See the camera right there. We're going to say what's up to everybody out there. What's up to Ustream? What's up to Sway Radio? What's up to GS Radio? What's up to Megastar? We got 4 radio stations going on right here. So you all over, right about now, you are in 230 something countries around the world.
Yes.
This beautiful face right here just went around the world.
Yes, she's there.
Just like you needed to be, which is why we brought you right here.
That's right,
All right.
that's
So
right.
again, the number to call in is 973-330-5455. Once again, shout out to everybody on Sway, GS Radio, Megastar, out there on Ustream. We're gonna read comments real quick. Peace out to Omisanya. Amanda Gruber said, "Hey Reba," she sent a little heart to you. I gotta scroll back a second, y'all bear with me. I just want to read the comic. Siobhan Hutch said, "Thank God the facility I was in, we had people." Your microphone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
now we got to keep the mics close for everybody out there on the live feed. She said, "Thank God the facility I was in, we had people coming to tell us about recovery, and when you leave the place, make a meeting, which is very, very important. For those of you who do not know, you might be like, what type of meeting is she talking about? It's a 12-step meeting, depending on what your addiction is or what you identify with. There's a meeting out there for you." Nicole Watson Jenkins said, "Alcohol addiction is legal, but not crack cocaine addiction. Primary must be alcohol, and that's sad. 14 days of approved treatment for opiate addiction is bullshit." And you're absolutely right. The psychological damage alone, trying to get back from that type of addiction, it's a lot more than 14 days.
It's going to take a lot longer, but provided that the individual is getting the proper treatment, because when you go into a facility and you sit down with this client or with this patient, you make sure that your goals and your objectives, because you're only going to have a short time to meet those goals and those objectives.
Absolutely.
They're not going, because see, how many years ago? Treatment was considered long-term from anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. That was about 10 years ago. They changed the treatment modality to 3 to 6 months, considering long-term in a residential. But here in the state of New Jersey, they're getting away from the residential portion or detoxes, and they're going to support more medication-assisted treatment because of the influx of money that's coming into that field. 14 days is not long enough, but it is a beginning for some. It's a beginning.
Yeah.
It's a start.
That's exactly what it is. It's a start.
Because addiction it flips. So you start to realize that a crack addiction, once you take the crack away, what happens when you become addicted to chocolate cake?
Okay, and M&Ms and cookie and sex and shopping and
money,
bags
lies,
and shoes and lottery tickets and scratching tickets and all the rest of that. So addiction is not just what you're taking, is what we need to remind you.
The substance is what gets you, let me see how I'm gonna say this. The substance use is what helps you identify the addiction. If you got the proper person or you get the right person that knows how to create a treatment plan, keep yourself with the goals and objectives in that treatment plan. 14 days can be a catalyst. It can be used as a catalyst. Of course, making a meeting. And meetings is not only 12 steps. They have all recovery meetings. They have smart recovery. There are many other facets to the recovery process or getting one to the recovery process. But first, we have to address the addiction.
Right. Now, let me just read this comment from Queen B.
Hey,
Queen
Vern.
B. Brevard.
That's Vern.
Yeah,
Hey, Vern.
yeah, I know. I'm just trying to make her screen name right. Keep her gumming out. Yeah, she says, yes, you see, I am a miracle from God. I was caught in that addiction, and it was very hard for me to let go. But now I am in recovery for 15 years, and I am still scared to take a pain pill because of the high. So this topic is great. You see, I celebrate my life every day to be clean. Thank you both. Thank you for commenting, and please share the video, Queen V. We love you, and I'll see you on the dance floor. Thank you. We have to talk about this. There's too many people that we know, not just me and Reba, but the people who are out here. We know people who are suffering, and some people are suffering. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, there are people suffering inside the rooms, and there are people who are suffering outside the rooms. And I want to create a conversation. I want to begin a conversation so that people can begin to not be afraid to talk about it, because even after 15, and you know this too, Queen V, after a whole bunch of years of recovery, it gets harder. Some things are simpler, like, don't use no matter what, take it behind to it. I mean, you know all of that stuff. But your as we say, the disease of addiction starts coming at you in ways you be like, what? What the? I never thought I'd be, what? You mother. Yeah, it'd be like that. And that's why they new
It's levels to this shit.
Goddamn right.
It's levels to it.
Would you tell them too?
It's levels to the disease of addiction. Being in the field and getting the educational component, the psychological effects of the addiction alone, the psychological effects, the obsession, the compulsion. The compulsion is when you go chasing. Because after the first one, you're not getting anymore. So you chase. Addiction is really, really, how do I say this? But it's a big,
listen.
Addiction it's a bitch. It's a real bitch.
It is.
It's like somebody cutting you off on the highway constantly. You driving, it's like somebody just keep cutting you off.
I like that.
It keep cutting you off from the mainstream of life. And because I see it so prevalent, and I also see the insidious side, the creepy, lurking side, the side that's in the back of your brain that pops up out of nowhere when nothing is going on. Everything is fine. The kids is fed, the rent is paid, and here we go.
Yeah, in the back of your mind, something just
So the
idea.
insidiousness of it, the trickery, the wankster stuff that comes along with the disease of addiction. But if you enthrall yourself with the nature of recovering from addiction, because it is a daily fight, and the longer you choose to participate in the recovery, the harder it becomes. But who said anything worth having was going to be an easy walk in the park?
That's right. Anything worth having at all is working for it.
And it's going to be a little painful along the way.
That is right.
Yeah, that's what she said. So if for those who do the opportunity to participate in recovery, because unfortunately so many people succumb to the demise of the disease of addiction. So many lives are lost to the disease of addiction. Some people can't stop. Some people are really going to die from what they suffer from. And that's a natural reality. What happened? What she said?
Nicole said it's like a big thing.
It is.
It's like out of your reach, I guess, all the time. Is that what that is, Nicole? But she also said, the more serious addiction is no different than mental health. One cannot keep recovery without acting. Don't play. Yes, there are levels.
There is. Different levels, too.
And Queen B said, yes, it does. On many days, I feel like serious, or I say I do not want to do this. But that is just, so I pray that you do Oh, I'm so I jollipo. Cause
About the mic.
I done squinted all into the screen and everything. That's what happens when you get old. You got to get close up on the screen to see stuff, and the microphone back here. I'm all the way up here, but anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sweetie. She said Nicole is in this because this is what she sees every single day. This is what she sees every day. As young as 12. Now I've heard people talk about that. That's so unimaginable, and it just makes me wonder what do you know? There's things that they have aside from those little dare programs and things like that. Is there a real serious? I don't know the word, but a real serious push to find out if kids that young are getting high.
What's their environment? Like, for example, I've seen our heroin I've used at is 9. So it's where the environment that you're raising these children in. Where are they? What are they in? What are their parents' background? Because you get some that can maneuver through the system and become a product of their environment. For example, I've seen a Hispanic. So yes, the addiction is real in the environment. What's their home? Where are they living? What people are raising them? You know, because if you got a child that has neither a mother or father, who may or may not have income, for example, you can get a father that's been sentenced to prison because he robbed 20 people, and he got caught for that robbery, so now he's serving a life sentence. He's out of that child's life. So what is that child left for? What does he see? If he growing up and they selling dope 2 houses down, and they got nice clothes, and you bring him down from the thrift shop, what takes place in that child's mind? What's happening to this child? Now, through the pain, trauma, you don't have a mother, you don't have a father. So what do you got? You got people shooting dope 5 minutes from where you gotta sleep at. So what happens? It becomes an attraction to that young mind that doesn't know, therefore creating an addiction. You know, it's almost like the glamour and the blitz. Remember the old video of them on hovercrafts? They making the world. This is what I want to see.
Exactly. They create a wanting.
Right.
Create a need and desire that was never there.
Never. But because it's a want. I want that. But it's also like that with the opiates. They look like they, if you see somebody nodding, they look like they ain't got a care in the world. Oh, they ain't got a. So it becomes an attraction. This is what I see every day. So it's a lot of contributing.
Who doesn't have an escape, who doesn't know coping mechanisms yet, who doesn't know, how to get out of a situation, who can't escape a situation like an adult can, who doesn't know how to remove themselves, those for anything that looks like an escape to a kid.
Or that gives one the inability to want to deal with what they feel.
Hello, that's the other thing. Nicole Watson Jenkins has chimed in again. She said, I live this in my profession. I swear I've dealt with the good, bad, and indifferent. Yes, kids that young are getting high.
They are.
And the access is so easy. Trust me, the environment does not matter. Underserved to higher class. Wealthy is engulfed in this disease. Higher than the poor. The numbers are off. Suburban areas are killing the opiate scene. Like a house music it's killing the scene like a house music party. Wow.
No, I didn't say environment didn't matter. It can be a factor. It plays a part. It plays a part. Environment does play a part. Yes, if you're rich or wealthy, but I've also seen the addiction destroy wealth as well. It takes away from, I've had patients where both mothers or mother and father, whatever the gender that was raising this particular child, come from a whole bunch of money. But you got the daughter that's shooting dope in the bathroom, while your mother and your father is making all this money. You live in a 20-house mansion. But what happened to that child that makes that child choose, that comes from privilege, right, turn to an opiate addiction?
Because see, those are the things that we don't discuss. We do talk about things like the environment. We talk about, class. We talk about wealth. We talk about all of those things. But the things that we forget to discuss, and these are the things, this is where the kids get on board. The things that we don't discuss are the feelings. Because no matter what, no matter how much money you got, no matter who your parents are, somebody do you wrong, you feel the same way as a poor person or a rich person, a person with more than you, a person with less than you. Somebody leave you, somebody abandon you. The feelings are the same no matter how much money you got in your bank account or how little you have. The feelings are the same.
They are.
And that's how they divide and conquer us, because instead of identifying with the feelings that other people are going through, we divide ourselves based on that class, based on that money, based on that bank account, based on these things that really don't mean anything. Until, but when you need somebody to identify with you, it's going to be the person sitting across from you who you believe has the least in common with you, who's going to be able to identify with you the most. So you need to talk about, I say all that to say, you need to talk about the feelings.
Right.
Particularly when it comes to kids, you need to find out how that child is feeling before they get out and go to school in the morning. You need to find out how they're feeling before they go to bed at night. Find out how they're feeling as soon as they get home from school. Find out how they're feeling. You need to find out how they're feeling. And don't think that they're going to say something that you don't understand because you were a kid and you went through those feelings.
And education plays a very big part too, because peer pressure is another ugly monster that it can introduce the addiction to a child. If you see your friends constantly taking pills, because now the pill era done took over. Now everything is in pill form, and it's being distributed by pharmaceutical companies, like I said before, for monetary gain. But if you see a friend or you see your kids hanging around certain group of people, question the people. Anybody that you can't bring to your home to meet your parents or whomever may be parenting you, if you can't introduce that individual to your parent, we talking about juveniles that's in 4th, 5th, 6th grade. If you don't want them to meet your mama, that's a problem. Because it's something you want to hide. The education part about the addiction is very important as well. Let the child or let the individual know this is what's going to happen if you do this. Now, of course, it's just like, don't stick your hand in that fire. Don't put your hand in that fire. What happens when you done told them, but you're going to stick your hand in the fire anyway. So the burn that you're going to get and the levels to the burn that you're going to get is going to be supported by whatever educational components you have and talking about how you feel about a situation. But this is what I've encountered in working in the field as well. What happens when you have an introverted person, male, female, child, adult, that's introverted and don't have the ability to talk about what they suffer from? They lack the communicating skill to tell you that. And also with most addictions, they're coming to find that out through supported evidence and other empirical research-based studies, that any addiction is supported by a trauma. Something happened somewhere that caused you to go that way. It's supported by a trauma. After every trauma, nobody wants to deal with the feelings that comes along with a trauma. So we're going to always look for an out. Help me get out. I don't want to feel like this. Give me whatever you got to give me, and then I have to take it here. A lot of the drug use is creating other substance-induced mental illness. Psychosis, mental illness, and they're cleverly disguising it as borderline personality disorder, bipolar 1 or 2, and then they want to pump you full of medication. You suffer from major depressive disorder. Here, take this pill. But on top of taking the pill, you also sniffing hella heroin. On top of that, on top of the benzo. Now you go into the doctor, you getting the medication. Now what is this? You getting the medication that the doctor is prescribing you, but you also doing the street drug too. What do you do besides exacerbate your addiction? You make it go. You make it go higher. Yeah, because now it's like up the ante, up the ante. So now we got people that takes the mental illness medication and it becomes the new drug.
Let me,
What, Nicole?
I'm loving Nicole, yes, absolutely. Physicians generate the kindness and write off pieces I call licensed professionals to bring to their attention about clients who are abusing opiates and the factual truth. The response from licensed professionals, trust me, is strictly about the money, while addicts
Suffer the aftermath.
Yeah, like addicts are casualties of war when it comes to the drug game because they're caught in the middle. You have people who want to help them, but you have things that can help them, but the people who possess those things want the money in order to give you those things. So it's a double-edged sword. If they use the street drug, it's about the money. If they come into treatment,
it's about the money.
You have the poor addict in the middle who just, like Reba just said, who has suffered a trauma, is now addicted, now has a pharmaceutical company that wants to jump into their bloodstream and into their mind and into their head. In addition to the street drug that's already into their mind and into their body and into their head. And you have this poor person in the middle just trying to live.
It's like pouring a hill of salt or a mound of sugar in the middle of the floor and then watch the ants. They come out of nowhere. You know, until the sugar hill is completely gone. Every last granule has been consumed. And that's how the hierarchy of the addiction goes. It appears as if though society wants to profiteer off of one's misery and suffering. Because that's what addiction is. You know, it's like survival of the fittest. You always got people that has, how am I gonna say this? The rich get richer off the poor. So if you are in an urban city, for example, you have, they closed several mental illness facilities. Where do you think they put those people? Where did those people go? After they closed the facility, where did they go? I'm gonna tell you where they went. Downtown North by Penn Station, sleeping out there. Drinking alcohol every day, which is legal, like marijuana, like they trying to create marijuana to be. But I also, for me, I believe marijuana has its addictive traits, but I also believe that it supports a person's productivity. Because if you got somebody who's smoking all day, every day, more than likely they ain't gonna have a complete 9 to 5 where they gonna be able to maintain their whole livelihood. Marijuana smoking makes you unproductive. You don't want to move after you smoke 20 blunts and ate 5 bags of Doritos and ate 2 bodega sandwiches with a CNC soda. So marijuana has an addictive trait too, but just like with everything else in modern society, it has a monetary profit. It's monetary. So you'll suffer being unproductive. But the minute you break the law, right, you become a statistic. Now we know you addicted. This is what we're gonna do for you. We got something for you. You ever seen anybody go to treatment for marijuana smoking? And I got another question.
Maybe 2 out of all of the people I've met ever. Maybe 2. But I don't think that was their only situation.
No, they got some supporting evidence that go along with it. It's something else that's supporting it. But I got another modern day thing that I see.
Now Nicole is disagreeing with you on the marijuana stuff. She's laughing. She's like, okay, I'll never believe that. Oh, wait. Something just covered up. Hold up. She said, I'll never believe that some have accomplished honors. Is that an admission? Because if so, I would have to say, just with her credentials alone,
Well, I did not say everyone. I didn't say everyone. I said some.
Okay.
Some.
I think it is. I think it has, like you said, it's what you take it and what you do with it. Mm-hmm. If you, Nicole, I'm sure you don't got time to sit and smoke it all day. I think what she was talking about is somebody who is caught in the disease of addiction and obsession and compulsion, who is literally sitting around and that is their only focus. People who take it because they unwinding or they chilling or something like that, handle your
Or the
scandals.
medicinal purposes of it.
Right, because it actually we know that it medically and scientifically has proven to be, it has some medicinal purposes. But for the people
many.
who just buy in the dirt or the skunk off the corner and just chilling and don't actually get anything accomplished,
Look,
I think that's
don't
who
go
we're
to
talking
school,
to. Yeah.
don't go to work, always knocking on your door asking for butter, milk, and sugar. Bread. Can I get a sandwich? We talking about those people, because you do have some people that really are unproductive because all they want to do is smoke. Like the one walking around, they only your friend because you got access to marijuana every day. So guess where they gonna be at?
With you.
Under your hip. What you need me to do? I'm going to the store. You going to some Bonton barbecue? So, for some it works. Like, for example, the medicinal purposes when somebody's suffering from cancer, and may God give everyone who suffers from that ugly disease some ease. I pray for that. Just like I pray for those who suffer from addiction. I pray that they get some ease, because we do have the ability to get better. And addiction really, after going to school and learning the information, because professionally they have a different outlook on it. They have a different partake on it from the individual who's already suffered from it and seems to overcome it daily. It has a different connotation that supports it. Professionally, they want it to be supported by what's supported by the agencies that they have to adhere to. Like, for example, when you got to get credentialing in order to open up a facility, you have to meet specific criteria in order to serve the population. They want you to have what we consider a plan of action. What you gonna do with this patient? How are you going to treat this patient, Nicole, in 14 days? What's your goal? What's your purpose? So working in the field, getting it from a professional perspective and an educational perspective, it differs, it changes. Now from the recovery standpoint, like I said from the beginning, it becomes a Achilles heel, a thorn, because now you want to take away from the influence. I've seen so many people go in and out of treatment, because they got the information and they don't know how to use the information that they got.
Wow.
So if you don't know how to use the information that you got, or you're not given the experiences, for example, moving through levels of care. If you get somebody who they're going to come into treatment and say, I only want detox.
Tell them how to help.
Look, this is what I want. Okay, so we're going to do what you want. We're going to find out whether or not that works. Because it's always the individual's choice. What works? What's going to work? Sometimes it's medication-assisted treatment. Sometimes it works. Sometimes, of course, you got people that be on methadone too damn long. Yeah, some people love to do it. But if it works for them, what do you do?
Now, let me ask this. What's the longest you've known someone to be on methadone?
30 years.
Now, what are some of the physical things that can happen to a person's body if they're on methadone for 30 years?
Well, methadone, if you want it for 30, 20, I've seen it. They turn it to a marshmallow and you start to retain it. But you don't have the long-term use has effects on the body's organs, like one's ability to pass water. If you're a person that has high blood pressure and you consume a lot of salty foods, it could turn you into the marshmallow man from Ghostbusters. You swell up. But that comes along with the educational part. When you go to these facilities and you get the information about the physical characteristics of what the drug, because every drug you get from the pharmacy comes with a whole sheet that tell you about the side effects that if you take this medication. And sometimes the side effects is worse than what you experience from not taking the medication in order to treat the illness.
Now, Nicole said addicts can, and I hope I'm reading this right.
Addicts can get high.
can get high. The goal is to establish a plan of action to ensure the safety of their children. This is basically from her point of view as a worker, somebody who works with kids.
Did she mean functional?
Maybe
Because she
that's what
said
maybe.
fictional. 'Cause
Yeah,
fictional
maybe it's
mean that
functional.
It got to be. Because
She's
fictional
probably
mean
gonna
that
put it
it
in
ain't
there.
real.
I have many functional addicts. That works better. I have many functional addicts on my caseload, and their children are not being neglected. 35 plus years, they will mimic serious signs of addiction.
Of an addict.
Of an addict.
No, it's fine.
Okay. They will mimic serious signs of an addict.
Where the rest of it? Yes.
I think that was it.
Okay. They will mimic signs of.
Maybe there's another. So maybe she typed it.
It's possible.
So
So-
what's the rest of that thought, Nicole? Go if there's the rest of that thought. Hey, Slim Goody. Hey, Lamont Johnson. What's going on, good people?
Oh.
Like, share, and comment. That's the rules today. Like, comment, and share. Many
Oh.
functional addicts here. That's
Yeah,
what
okay.
things
So we
down.
got it. We on the same page, Nicole.
There you go, baby.
That's cool. There are many functional addicts.
So
Yeah.
30 plus years, you start to retain water. Your body can't
Your
pass water.
organs,
Your organs are beginning to
digestive
shut down.
tract. Yeah.
You can't digest. What happens to your bones?
Well, because they got to figure out doing more research on this. But from my observations and me working in the field, I get to see time and time again the brittleness. If you break a bone, if somebody hits you with a chicken bone, it'll break the bone because it takes away, it decalcifies the bone. Actually, but methadone started during the First World War. This is where methadone came into effect because they had to give their soldiers something, right, that would stop them or give them the ability to turn into these
Like super soldiers?
like super soldiers, and they created the methadone to give to their soldiers, but then society started to see that they could profit off of it without, and this was before they even did any long-term research on the effects of methadone on the body. It was provided, and it was created in Germany. Methadone was created in Germany, and they saw, pharmaceutical companies saw the need to expand it to profit off it.
Wow.
And it's a synthetic opioid. It's not even real. It has no morphine derivatives. It has no opiate base, but it is completely synthetic, similar to the fentanyl that's killing a lot of our people today.
Wow.
It's synthetic. It's not real. It has no real, what's the word I'm looking for? Not derivatives. Not derivatives. It is derivatives. It has no derivative of morphine in it. That means they make it in a lab like methamphetamine.
Wow.
They make it in a lab like crystal meth.
Wow.
They make it. Those are all drugs, but they're synthetic drugs. They're not natural. So, thank God for going to school and getting this.
I know that's right because I didn't know any of this. And Nicole Watson Jenkins, I think she said they use it on prisoners of war too.
Yeah.
Nicole? Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, so.
Learn all this in Psych 101.
Wow. So your body is breaking down, your bones are decalcified, you're retaining water, 30 plus years of use of
I've seen
methadone.
people who suffer from kidney disease had to go on dialysis after a certain amount of time because the kidney stopped functioning. Other organs, it hardens the arteries, sort of like the triglycerides from cholesterol, good and bad cholesterol. It creates a lot of other medical issues from long-term use unfortunately, until the individual succumbs to whatever medical issue consumes them, sort of like long-term alcohol addiction. And I believe this because I've seen it. Alcohol cooks the individual from the inside out. It's like putting a slab of corned beef in a smoker. So it cooks you.
Oh wow.
Literally from the inside out.
Okay. Let's do this. We're gonna get ready to wrap up because for this stream we just moved a little bit over an hour and I don't want to go too long. Yeah, it's been that long. Yeah, once you start talking, it don't seem like it's that much time, do it? And you have done a fabulous job. Can everybody just really quickly say thank you to Reba? She's gonna come back. Y'all ain't gonna miss her at all because she will be right back. Because we have to continue this, and of course we're going to bring back Dr. Marilyn Cooper as well. and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna get as much information about addiction because, you know, exactly, even where we are physically right now in this building, even where we are physically right now, where we are surrounded by, this area is so filled with so much misery. And it's the type of misery that we're talking about right here tonight on the show. You don't have to go 2 blocks and you can see everything and you can get everything from where I'm sitting right now. In this building right now, you can get everything 2 blocks away. You can see everything within a 2-block radius, and it's bananas. And the type of misery I keep seeing. This is just my last little weird thought on this subject. All these movies keep coming about zombie apocalypses. For some reason, we are fascinated and inundated with zombies. Come up Hawthorne Avenue. You will see the zombie apocalypse live and direct, or Clinton Avenue, or Avon Avenue. Oh, heavens of Murgatroyd. Come straight across Irvin Turner. But we are in Newark, New Jersey. We're in Newark, New Jersey, so you can look up any of these streets, and if you happen to be in the area, come be in a vehicle and just come down in Avon Avenue, Clinton Avenue, Hawthorne Avenue, Irvin Turner Boulevard. Ride down and you will see the zombie apocalypse. I promise you, The Walking Dead has nothing on this situation. And unfortunately, it's a situation that we can get control of. It's a situation that isn't out of our reach to help these people. It's not. We just have to let go of some of the money. So I want to thank everybody who came through. Nicole Jenkins Watkins, of course. And your last comments, opiates have been in the forefront for decades. We didn't create this drug. It comes from wealth. She says it comes from wealth and is meant to destroy the underserved. It's the quickest high, pain medication. Clear yourself of Vicodin, Percocet, etc. That's her warning. And she says, I can get these opiates within seconds. One call to my physician, and she gets a 90-day supply. Don't play. Huge money maker. Fuck weed.
What state she in?
She's in New Jersey. She's here. Yep. I guess it depends on which doctor you know and how fly you are with your doctor and stuff.
That doctor, if he writing a 90-day prescription for an opiate,
he's going to be under review in a minute.
His DNR, because he got to put his DNR on.
Yeah.
And it might flag the
it will if there's not a severe enough what you call it. Y'all know my story.
And you need a waiver in order to write specific prescriptions.
Yeah, and the amount of doctors in the area who are pain management doctors is reducing. A lot of doctors just don't even want to deal with it anymore.
They really don't.
They're very
Medicaid
tired of
not
it.
even happening.
Medicaid is over it. And the last doctor, I would deal with a doctor right here in Newark. I'm not going to say her name. Well, yes, I am. Dr. De Guzman, who used to be downtown Newark. Just look at that. See? And me and her have never discussed this before. They perp walked Dr. De Guzman on the Channel 7 News. This lady was 70-something years old, but she was giving out Vicodin like they were lollipops.
But she was my great-grandmother's doctor.
She's been a doctor for
So you actually think that she actually participated in continued education as a doctor?
I don't think she did. I think it was just a matter of her trying to give it to her patients because that's what she was used to doing.
Doctors try to fix you.
Yeah.
They try to fix you.
With whatever.
With a pill.
With a pill?
Yeah, take this.
Yeah. It's either that or we're going to cut you open and sew you back together. So.
Look, all of that comes along with other stuff that they're going to have to give you specific medications. So pain management is real.
It is.
Some people really be in pain. They cannot function.
Talk to me.
But Daisy, I hope she retired.
She did. Finally, after that last perp walk, because that wasn't her first perp walk. But they perp walked on Channel 7.
Yeah.
But I thank you guys once again. Much love and appreciation to everybody who came out to play. It's such a huge. Nicole Watson, I'm bringing you on here. How about that? You wanna sit down with Nicole Watson? Nicole, you gotta come on the show now. So we go, because you know what? The more people, because I would love that perspective. You from the institutional perspective, and then we'll have Dr. Cooper from her perspective, because she also does community, and then Nicole Watson Jenkins from the child and CPA that
what is it? DP? That. Because I know they just changed it from diapers to that. Right. So from that type of perspective, all talking about this situation because it affects all these different areas. And we need to see that it affects them and how it affects them so that we can all be on the same page in how to get rid of this epidemic because we need to get rid of it. So
Thanks
once
for having
again,
me.
yes, and you're coming. Don't just love the topic, lady. You coming. So put that in the comment.
Look,
Say,
did you-
I'm coming.
You ain't see his finger?
That-
See his
that way
finger?
you
Look at his
know.
finger. See his finger? He gave you the finger.
Just come on.
Nicole,
Say,
you got the
Just,
finger.
Right. No, it was this finger though. It was that finger. It was a finger, but it was this finger because I was
You gotta
pointing.
point it.
But yeah, thank you again for everybody who came out. I love you guys. I thank you so much, and I thank you for supporting this topic. And you guys can call in. Again, the number is 973-330-5455. That's the new station number. So we're gonna try and have it up and
right.
around when we do it. We're
My
gonna work on that
pleasure,
for you
everyone.
guys. And of course, Ms. Reba's gonna come back, and we're gonna have Dr. Cooper, and we're going to see if we can get Nicole. She still didn't say I'm coming. She put a heart and lips and
Child
laughing and
protective, yeah.
everything, but I'm coming. And one in a heart, but not I'm coming. I still haven't seen I'm coming. That's all right. I know how to find you.
Look,
I'll
where
show
she
up
at?
at a She Is meeting in a minute. Don't play with me. No, let me stop. But we about to get out of here. We about to get out of here. But I want to thank you guys once again. I really, really appreciate it. DVSMI. This is Miss Rpb Graves, and she's
Hello.
going to come back with us, and we're going to
right.
finish talking about addiction and what we can do about it. If you know anybody who is addicted, please continue to watch the series because this is going to be a series that we're going to do
Education.
so that everybody can get on the same page.
That's
we need
right.
to help
Each
these people out
region.
here. Each one teach one. We need to reach back and get some of these people.
All right.
And Nicole Jenkins Watkins says aftercare programs, use them, but she still has not said I'm coming on the show. I still don't understand why that's not the comment that I'm hearing because that's not the one that I'm seeing. But everybody out there on Ustream, we love you. Sway Radio, big up, big up. Everybody out there on Megastar, what's going on? And everybody, Sway, Sway. Oh, I keep saying, I always say Sway because I think it's so sway. I think it's so sway.
Look, you look.
I think it's sway.
Look. Yes, nice. Nice topic. Swab. Like the fish. Like the swit. Like the fish.
All of
Swab.
y'all out there on Swab, when you hear me say sway, I'm talking to you. And I need you to answer. I need you to answer to me. Too. Don't act like you don't know that I'm talking to you.
Love
'Cause
it,
I'm
love
telling you
it.
right now that I'm talking to you.
Just love
But
this
anyway.
feeling.
Oh, okay, she got me. Thank you, Nicole Jenkins Watkins.
All right.
Thank you. That's all I needed to hear. Now we can close the goddamn show.
That's
Peace.
right. Good night.
We out.
It's over.
Oh, I forgot. So.
Yes. Nice. Nice set, I say. Oh.
I enjoyed you.
Get in here. Okay, well, you just